Hey Aries, welcome to your general tarot reading for February. This reading is for those with Aries Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Messages are general and come through for those who need to hear them, so if this doesn't resonate, feel free to check out your other placements. Before we get into it, I want to note that energy is fluid and doesn't always come out super clear cut. You may resonate with only one part, different parts, or the whole reading that comes out today. Just trust what feels right for you. You know your situation best. Now with that said, let's jump into the reading. What does Aries need to know about the remainder of February? What does Aries need to know about the remainder of February? Last one. What does Aries need to know about the remainder of February? What does Aries need to know about the remainder of February? Okay, so we've got Temperance, the Nine of Swords. What else does Aries... Oh. We've got the Two of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. They just want to jump out. And we've got the Knight of Wands in reverse and the Four of Wands in reverse. Okay, so we've got, here's Temperance, here's the Knight of Swords, Two of Swords, Ace of Pentacles reversed. We've got the Knight of Wands reversed, and we've got the Four of Wands reversed. So let's jump into it. Okay. Now, it really seems like you have been kind of struggling a lot, Aries. You might have been having some kind of sleeping difficulties or like insomnia, staying up late, thinking at night, just feeling worried, confused. But what this is saying is that balance is going to be coming for you in February. Yeah, balance is definitely going to be coming for you in February, and I'll clarify it a little bit more in a second. But yeah, you're definitely struggling with some like anxiety and some anxious thoughts. And you might have also been kind of... So I see the Two of Swords as like blocking something from... blocking people or blocking something from like seeing your emotions. It's like an emotional block that you kind of put in front of yourself, like a protective one that you would put inside. And it's almost like something wants to be offered to you, but you're too focused right now on kind of blocking it out from you. You don't want to see it, you don't want it to come near you. And yeah, so this could be something like a job, it could be something like a relationship, a friendship, something like that, just something with some kind of like long-term implications. And something is wanting to come into you, but you're just straight up blocking it out, being like, no, I don't want to deal with this right now. We'll jump into it a little bit more and see exactly what it is. And then you've got the Knight of Wands reversed along with the Four of Wands reversed. I would like to clarify this one a little bit more first. But, you know, this could be you, this could be somebody else kind of going towards some celebration of some kind of happiness. Let's clarify these cards. So clarify Temperance and the Nine of Swords. Clarify Temperance and the Nine of Swords. Queen of Cups. Clarify Temperance and the Nine of Swords. Okay, maybe it doesn't want to clarify. Oh, so the Knight of Cups flipped out. Yeah, so I think you have been really struggling with feeling balanced at the moment, feeling emotionally balanced in some way. And it's like, I think it feels like you're kind of suffering a bit from not being in balance. And you have like all these emotions about it. You're feeling things really intensely. You're going through a lot. But then at the same time, it's like you don't want to talk about it with other people. You're holding other people back from seeing the struggling that you're going through. And people want to offer you this. People want to try and help you out. But it's almost like you're closing that door for them. You're closing that door on them. And you're not letting them come out and help you. Let's clarify the Two of Swords in this. I'm not going to take that one. That was too quick. Let's clarify Ace of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. Clarify the Ace of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. The Sun in reverse. Unhappiness. Like, you're not showing people how unhappy you truly are. Oh, that's too many. Let's clarify this energy. Yeah, it's like you're definitely suffering, but you're scared of letting other people see that you're going through something right now. You might be putting on like a front almost, acting like you're okay, being like, yeah, everything's awesome. I don't have all this stuff I'm dealing with right now, but in reality, there's actually a lot of sadness and even like depression there. I would say you're going through like even depression right now. But you don't want other people to know about it. You're scared of other people finding out that you're depressed. I'm going to clarify why that is. Why don't you want to know? Why don't you want people to know about your emotions right now? Why don't you want people to know about your emotions? Why don't you want people to know about your emotions right now? Okay. So a lot of cards just jumped out, but I will take them. So we've got the Nine of Cups reversed. We've got the Emperor. We've got the Ten of Pentacles reversed, and we've got the King of Cups reversed. Now. So it's not getting what you want. And the Emperor, to me, is Aries energy. So like that's your energy that's coming out there. But I think you feel like you don't have support around you. You really feel like you don't have support around you. You feel like people aren't going to be there for you to help you out. You feel like you're really, like, with the Emperor coming out with all these cards, it's almost like the Emperor is going through all of this stuff, but he doesn't want anyone to see. He has to keep up that front, like I was saying, of like being hard-headed, of being stern, of being fiery and like passionate. He has to keep that up, but he's really going through it at the moment. He's definitely really suffering. So look, this, to me, this is your energy just because of that, but it could be that there's someone else who's kind of going through their own stuff, and you don't want to like bring your stuff out on top of that. It could be something like that. Take it as it resonates, or it could just be you just not sharing. Yeah, you holding back because you don't feel secure enough to talk about it with other people. Maybe you don't want people to see that you're like this inside, like that you feel this way inside. We'll just put these ones back. But yeah, it's this is very interesting. Like, you're suffering so much, but even with this Knight of Cups that came out, it's like you're turning away. Here's that emotional cup, and this is you holding it. You're holding that cup of emotions and self-love to give to yourself, but you're facing away from balance. You don't. It's almost like you don't want to share with other people how you truly feel. But it's gonna, to get balance, it's gonna require you to do that to some extent. But yeah, this energy is very interesting to me. Where it's just like you really holding back how you're truly feeling. What's this Ace of Pentacles? What is this Ace of Pentacles? Change. What else? What's this Ace of Pentacles? What? Ace of Pentacles. Healing, what you want. Okay. Okay, this is interesting. So you really gotta talk to people how you're feeling. You're super anxious about it, but this, it's so we've got this here. So it's, saying no to that opportunity. And when I clarified the Ace of Pentacles, I got Death in reverse and I got the Star. So to me, this is saying you're resisting healing. You're resisting a change. You're resisting making a change that's going to bring you healing. Because I think you just don't, you're anxious about people seeing how you really are. You don't want to kind of be vulnerable. That's it. You don't want to be vulnerable at this point to other people. So you're kind of sitting there coping with everything, keeping it to yourself, but it's not going to get better by doing that. To make changes, you are going to have to communicate about how you're feeling with other people, because that is going to bring you, by not communicating and by not looking at this opportunity, you're not letting change and healing come in. You have to reach out to other people for that kind of process, for that cycle to start. And I think you're being a little bit resistant to it at the moment, where it's like, no, things are fine the way they are. I'll get over it. I'll be fine. But you've been in a depression, it looks like, for a while. So you do really need this change and healing to come with you. And it's so close, but you have to let it come into your life. You can't be healed by force, if you know what I mean. It can't just come in and start healing you. You have to accept it. You have to want it. You have to allow space for it to come in. But yeah, so next I'm going to clarify this Knight of Wands and this Four of Wands energy here. Clarify the Knight of Wands. Oh. Clarify the Knight of Wands and the Four of Wands. Okay, so we've got the Five of Pentacles came out. Clarify the Knight of Wands and the Four of Wands. Clarify the Knight of Wands and the Four of Wands. Come on. Lovers. And the Wheel of Fortune. Interesting. Alright. Okay. So you definitely have a choice to make about something here. This is interesting energy. Like, it feels like completely different energy to whatever this situation is going on here. Okay? It feels like another situation. It's like, yeah, why, this is so interesting to me. I'm just going to move these cards, get some more space. Go. Okay. Very interesting. So you were feeling left out in the cold from other people. Oh, okay, I know what this is. But again, this is, I think it's the same thing, what it's saying. It's like, to me, this is you kind of wanting to communicate about like your unhappiness, all right? You want to communicate about it. You feel left out in the cold because are you waiting for someone to talk to you first, maybe? Are you kind of waiting on someone else to bring you happiness? It definitely could be something like that. But look, what this is saying is that you need to get out of the cold, to stop feeling like you're being left out in the cold. You have to make a conscious decision and a conscious choice to do that. You have to make that choice to do that. People can't read your mind. People, even we all wish they could. But people can't always read your mind. People, a lot of the time, don't even know what you're going through at all. So you have to kind of bring that forward to them and like bring them some enlightenment so that they can actually try and help you. You'll stop feeling like you're being left out in the cold. And things will actually start to move forward for you once you make this choice. Okay? Let's get a little bit more clarifiers. Clarify this energy a little bit more. Why is the Knight of Wands and the Four of Wands here? Why is the Knight of Wands and the Four of Wands here? Okay, so these cards did come out as well. Very interesting. It's almost like you are putting up this brave face. This is you. This is how you appear to other people on the outside. Okay? You're putting up this brave face and you're kind of letting things go where they need to be. That's what it looks like to other people, at least. But then it's like, this is how you want people to see you. But this is how you're truly feeling inside, and you're hiding it. You're keeping it a secret. You're not letting other people know. But look how different this energy is. Like this person looks like they're doing amazing. They're being recognized by everybody. And I'm sure that you are, but people don't always have to see the good. For people to relate to you, they have to be able to empathize, and they have to see some of the bad stuff as well. They have to see you for who you really are. And if you're only just showing one side of yourself, people are never gonna know like your true feelings and your true suffering that's going on. So you're kind of not telling people because of your reputation, because you think it's gonna affect your reputation. When in reality, what that's doing, it's making you unable to move on. You're not letting yourself move on because you're trying to protect your reputation. But to move on, you have to talk to other people about it. You have to, and it's not even going to damage your reputation. Like you have to show people vulnerability, and you have to show people who you really are. It's like you're trying to be in the good books of everyone, but you need to make that conscious choice to come out of the cold yourself. Because you might feel like no one cares, but it's because you don't let people know that anything's going on at all. So make that choice and, talk to someone. That's all you have to do, is you've got to talk to somebody about what's happening. Because don't let your reputation keep you in this headspace. Don't let your need for like the ego and image, don't let that keep you in this headspace of suffering, completely suffering. Okay? And don't keep it a secret anymore. You should be a little bit more outspoken about how you're really feeling. Because that's going to allow you to actually move on from this. Or you're just going to be stuck in this energy and the same cycle is going to keep repeating, but you have to make the conscious choice to reach out. Or you'll likely repeat the cycle again until you're literally forced to talk to someone. Okay? That's how the universe works. It will push you, it will keep pushing you until you learn that lesson. So you can make the choice now and it can be easy for you, or, spirit will keep pushing you until it gets so intense, like until it gets to the Ten of Swords, and then you feel forced, like you feel like you have to talk to someone because that's the only thing that's going to help. I think there also might be some past trauma that you're not really talking to people about. There's definitely a lot of suffering that's happening here. I think there's potential for trauma. Take it if that resonates. If it doesn't, there's just a lot of like deep emotional wounding that's happening. But yeah. And maybe you think that if people see you for who you really are, if people don't see you as like this charismatic leader, you think they're not going to want to follow you anymore. But that's so not true. You're going to get more people relating to you if you show people what's really happening. Show the real you. Show your suffering with others. And that is going to enable you to move on. Okay? I'll grab some advice really quickly. I'll be using the Energy Oracle, one of the new decks that I've gotten. And I'll be reading it from the little book that comes with it, because I don't really know the deck yet. What advice does Aries need to hear for February? Let's go one more. What advice does Aries need to hear for February? Let's see what comes out. What advice does Aries need to hear for February? What advice does Aries need to hear for February? Come on, cards. These cards are a little bit hard to shuffle because they kind of stick together. Advice for Aries for February. Advice for Aries for February. Doesn't come out, I'll just pick some. Advice for Aries for... What advice does Aries need to hear for February? Man holding a heart. Interesting. What advice does Aries need to hear for February? And one more. What advice does Aries need to hear for February? Come on, cards. One more. What advice does Aries need to hear? Sorry, this is taking so long, guys. Oh, I'm just going to do the two. Sorry for that. Alright, let's read them out. So we've got man holding a heart. Ooh. And caring connections, reversed. So let's go to number 45. Oh yeah, so they're numbers 45 and 14. Okay. Very interesting, this reading. Okay, so this tender man sits with flowers all around, holding a heart in his hand. For a man, this signals a greater clarity about emotions and their purpose in your life. You hear that? So greater clarity about emotions and their purpose in your life, including the bad ones. There could be a more balanced approach to family and love at this time. even if these have been confusing experiences for you in the past. It could also indicate the presence of a new man in your life, one who tends to be more thoughtful and aware. Whether or not this man is a love interest or a friend, he brings a high intention to help where personal projects, family, or home issues are concerned. So look, there might be a man in your life who you can kind of reach out to and talk to about these emotional issues that are happening right now. If you haven't met them yet, then you might meet them very soon. But yeah, so definitely, whoever comes to mind first when you hear a man who can help you out like this, reach out to that person. Now we've got carrying connections in reverse. Okay. So this card reverse signals a break in communication or a parting of the ways for two people. Whether romantic, social, or business, the present connection seems to be at or close to an end. If this is the case, consider what healthy action needs to be taken to move on. As difficult as a parting may be, it can often lead to bigger and better things. Keep in mind both the logistical and emotional aspects of leaving this connection behind. Make plans, vent your feelings. Always remember, with every ending, a new beginning is at hand. So maybe all these emotions that you're feeling is because of a breakup of some kind of way. Something like that. Like a divorce or something like that. But yeah, what this is pretty much saying is just you've got to start looking out for your emotions more. And talk to people about having to move on if you have just ended a relationship or something like that. Talk to someone about it, about how you really feel about it. Okay, reach out. That's the biggest thing I want to say from this reading. Reach out to others. Vent your feelings. Talk about your emotions. Don't hold them in and keep them bottled up. Okay? Now with that said, just want to thank you for watching this reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you resonated with this situation, feel free to comment down below and let me know about it. But other than that, that's the end for today. So yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.